What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. We're back at Insurance Auto Auctions here in Oklahoma City for another walk around. Let's jump into this video today and see what we find. Yep, we're going to start with the truck because I know how much you guys love trucks. Here's a 1994 GMC 1500. It's going to be a two-wheel drive. It's a single cab, and it's got the step side bed, which, you know, back in the day, I loved the look of the step-side bed, but for whatever reason today, I don't care for it anymore. I think it looks really nice from this angle. But let's walk around the back, and that's where I don't see it anymore. Once I get to the back, it's kind of like, okay, it looks really weird. You know, that it just doesn't look good. And you lose all that bed space, and there's no benefit. There's no benefit to losing the bed space other than you get some curves and some flares. This thing looks like it's probably been sitting for a long time. A little bit of typical rust in the cab corners. It's dings everywhere. It's missing some trim here, some trim there. It was obviously used. It's got 252,000 miles on it, and it's supposed to be a run and drive. Like I said, it's pretty rough, guys. The roof, I don't know what happened. It looks like for about 20 years, things just fell on top of it, or maybe animals were jumping on top of it. I don't know, but it's rough. You can see a bunch of old, rotten leaves in the back here. So I think this is one that somebody bought after it had been sitting for an extended period of time. And when you get to the interior, it's not so bad. The seat's actually in pretty good shape. The whole interior, really, is in decent shape. That door panel over there looks good, aside from the armrest. This one is missing the armrest, so it's ready for a new one. But the door panels look good. It's got the work truck floor, the plastic lined floor, whatever, vinyl floor, looks good. Steering wheel, nice. Dashboard, cracks on it, but not too shabby. Speaker grill needs to be replaced over there. Overall, though, not too bad, guys. Let's pop the hood. I'd be willing to bet that under the hood is a 5.7 liter throttle body injected V8. Good old engine, man. Really reliable engine and very simple. These things are so... Ooh, that air compressor looks like somebody recently replaced it. This is interesting. So it runs, it says it runs, but we've got a spark plug wire that's not even on over here. In fact, none of the spark plug wires are on. The spark plug wires are just sitting under the engine, like right here. They're not, I don't know if you can see, but there's a spark plug wire. It's not even on. They're just sitting next to the spark plugs. Okay, what about on this side? Same deal or no? No, these are all installed properly, but the other side is not. So the engine looks like it's, I don't want to say it's been rebuilt. That's a stretch. But it looks like somebody has been at least into the engine. Maybe they just resealed it. The engine was out of the truck. That's as much as I'm going to give it. So it's got a new air compressor. At least it looks like a new clutch. Maybe the compressor is not new, but the clutch looks new. But the lines are missing. Chrome valve covers. Somebody painted the engine red. The throttle body looks like it's got some hoses and some wires that are disconnected. The more I look at this truck, the more I'm just like, nah, this looks like a big headache. But it does say that it runs and drives, so why don't we put a jump on it real quick and see if we can get it to start. So the truck is dinging. I am very curious why the passenger side has all the spark plug boots kind of hanging off of the engine. Looks like somebody's put a new ignition in this as well. Well, that doesn't sound good, does it? There it is. Yeah, it runs very poorly. Very poorly. It's definitely got an exhaust on it. I kind of like the exhaust. Yeah, it's not happy. It's not happy. Brakes, we do have brakes. And it died. Does it go into gear? Yes, it does. Reverse? Yes. And that's about all we're going to get out of it. Somebody tried the air conditioning, which obviously isn't going to work because it has no hoses. I'm going to go ahead and shut that off, guys. It's obviously not happy. It makes me wonder if maybe somebody got the firing order wrong. I don't know. It didn't sound like it was cranking very healthy when we were turning it over at first. And maybe that's why somebody's got all of the spark plug wires disconnected on this side. I mean, they're touching the spark plugs, but they're just barely, you know, it'd probably do wonders if you put the spark plugs back on, but of course, if the firing order is off, then that's not going to really do a whole lot of good now, is it? So, this is one that, when I saw it, I was definitely interested in it, but now that I've spent a few minutes with it, what it looks like to me is this was somebody's project, and I really don't need somebody else's project, you know? There's a lot of parts that need to be fixed, replaced. It could be a good truck. The body is in just... It's pretty bad, guys. There's so much that needs to be done to this. I think this is one that's a little too far gone for what I would want to do with it. So, let's continue on and see what else we can find. You know, here's the thing. I think Jeeps are awesome. I love Jeeps. I do. I think you guys know that by now. But they just don't do well on the channel. Like, nobody's really all that interested in seeing Jeeps on the channel. I don't know why. So here's a 2008 Wrangler. It's got a lot of custom components, guys. Like, a whole lot. I would love to have this. I would. I like these aftermarket LED taillights. I think those are pretty sick looking. It's a 2008, so it's not super old. It's definitely been lifted up just a smidge. It's got a set of Goodyear Wranglers. What size are these? What are they, like 35 by 12.5? 17s. Some basic wheels, but I mean, for something like this, that's really all you need. It has a trailer brake, no joke. It has a trailer brake, so somebody was hauling something with this. The steering, it has a tad bit of play in it, not too much. A bunch of auxiliary lights for who knows what. I'm assuming this is dead as a doornail too. Of course it, wait, no it's not. It's only got 95,000 miles. It's an automatic. It does run. Let's kick those on. Or maybe that was off? Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't seem like any of that does anything. You've got an aftermarket radio that somebody put tape? Oh, wow. Oh, it's broken. So they put Gorilla Tape on the screen. Instead of replacing the radio, they put Gorilla Tape on the screen. If that is a sign of how this has been cared for, yeah, maybe I don't like it near as much as I did a few minutes ago. Sounds like it's got a power steering leak, heavy whine from the front. I don't know, I'd still have fun with this. I would. This thing's kind of cool. So, it's got all the lights, but it doesn't look like anything works. You got halos. I think these are Daymaker headlights, or at a minimum, they're aftermarket lookalikes, you know, knockoffs to the Daymaker. You got your bottle opener, which is a necessity on every Jeep, in case you didn't know. It's absolutely necessary to have. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. It's got a few lights on, airbag light, and TPMS light, and check engine light are on this. Again, you know, you're talking about somebody else's project, and this is definitely somebody else's project. It's a little rough, but I mean, it's a Jeep. It's not too new. It's not too old. In fact, I'd be willing to bet. What does this have? The 2008 is a 3.8 liter, if I'm not mistaken, but I might be. It could be the 3.6 Pentastar. No, it is the 3.8. I actually love this engine, and I've caught a lot of flack for saying that over the years, but I really do. I love the 3.8 liter V6. I think it's a great motor. You know, a lot of wiring stuff going on over there. I don't know. I don't know, guys. We'll go ahead and close this hood though, because I don't want the wind coming and taking out the hood and the windshield and all that good stuff. again with somebody else's project. You know, there's some projects I might want to take on. This one, I'm just not feeling it. How about the thumbnail? A 99 Porsche Boxster with what looks like minor front end damage. That looks, you've got to be kidding me. There's got to be more damage. Maybe it took a hit in the back. No, really. Are you serious? There's not. Okay, I'm kind of at a loss here. So it's got excellent tires. Wheels are filthy, but I'll bet for the most part they'll clean up. This is the damage? This totaled the car? I mean, I guess these old Boxsters aren't really worth all that much anyway anymore, but that's surprising to me. I'm wondering if the hood is damaged. It may be slightly buckled from the impact, but to me it looks like it might need a crash bar and a front bumper. The headlights are good. The hood is a little damaged here. I don't know. I would try to save the hood. I would. And I would just go on carparts.com, not sponsored, but that's where I'd get some of these parts. I'd order a bumper and have it shipped here. Done. You know, just one and done. It's that simple. The convertible top looks good. The rear window's in excellent shape. It is, oh yes, red interior. I love the red interiors. It's a manual transmission. All right, let's pop the frunk. I don't think it's gonna pop, but we'll try. We'll pop the trunk as well. Let's take a look. We're gonna see a beautiful engine back here. No, I'm kidding, we're not. It's a mid-engine, unlike the 911, which is, it's still a mid-engine, right? That's what they say anyway, but in the 911, the engine kind of sits right here. In this car, it actually sits dead in the center. It's right here, like it's really more of a mid-engine car, in my opinion, than a 911 is. You can check your oil, you can add oil. Whoop, that's a long dipstick. It's got oil. Let's see if we can get it back in there one-handed. Not bad. That's impressive. And your coolant. And that's it. That's all you get. The frunk, I don't think it works. I just got a hunch here. Actually, hold on. The problem is you want to open it, but you can't get to the latch because this bumper is in the way and broken. You'd have to, yeah, we're not going to be able to get under here today, so let's hope that it has power so we can start it, because the jump point is under the hood. Let's take the key, put it in the ignition, and let's see what it does. Ah, it's dead. Yep. It's dead. Ooh, hold on. All right. It seems fine. The shifter was a little sticky at first. It didn't want to move, but of course the car is not running. I didn't have the clutch engaged. This is not too bad. I'd really like to open the hood. I would prefer to hear this run, because this is something I think I want to bid on. It's not going to go for anything, guys. I mean, it's not going to go for anything at all. Replace, I'm telling you, replace the bumper and maybe the crash bar. I would say you could get away with just replacing the bumper, messing around with that hood a little bit, getting it straightened out, and you'd be golden. So off camera, I messed around with the hood. I cannot get it. If I had somebody here to help me, you know, where I could have one person pushing down on the bumper, I could get under the hood and get it up, but by myself, I can't do it. I can't do it. I just pulled it up, and it's listed as a run and drive, and here's the best part. It's not a salvage title. This is a clean title car, guys. Clean title with 45,000 miles on it. That's why the interior looks so good. 45,000 miles. Don't think for a minute that I would not drive the living hell out of this car. Absolutely would. Current bid, $2,000. You know, this thing retail, not wrecked, probably a good $15,000 car. So it's not going to go for $2 grand. A Porsche with this minimal damage and a clean title, no way, man. No way. You know, this is a super easy fix. And if I can get it for a bargain, we're absolutely going to bring this to the channel. But I'm not going to spend a fortune on it, because honestly, it's just not worth it to me. If this was a 911, that'd be a different story. But at the end of the day, there's not a huge market out there for the Boxsters. With that said, there is a market. People do love them, but, you know, most people, they want a 911. Next, man, we got some good cars today, guys. How about a 2016 Tesla Model S P90D? Yes, performance dual motor with like 76,000 miles on the odometer. Yep, and this one kind of hurts. I had one of these. I did. I think it was the same year too. A 2016. Mine was in this beautiful silver color. These are phenomenal cars. I love the Tesla P90D. So obviously it took a little damage over here, right? There's some damage to the door, which is no big deal because you could just replace the door. But they cut away all of this to see if there was any structural damage. And guys, look, I'm going to show it to you. But honestly, I think this is kind of sad. So there is structural damage inside of the fender. And here it is. It has a ding right here. There's a piece that looks like it's separated. This is panel bonded together. This is not actually broken. The panel bond has separated from the damage. Look how flimsy this is. I can bend this with my hand. Okay, so it's got a ding here, and it's got a ding here. Now this is meant to be this way. These holes, these ridges and everything, those are meant to be that way. But right here, there's a pretty good sized ding. I could reach in there and probably bend most of that out with my hand. That's unfortunate because the car is totaled because of that. That's it. It's totaled because of something that you could have gone in there and pulled out with your hand and thrown another quarter panel on it. Another quarter panel on this car, pop out those very minor dents in there and put it back together. Of course, you can't do that as an insurance company. You know, it's got to be returned to pre-accident condition. I completely understand that. I get it. It's just, oh no, it's dead. Yeah. It's just a shame. It really is. It's a shame to see such a nice car with a permanent scar on its record. Come on. I got it. So I will not close the frunk because this car does not have the nice little access port where you can jump. But in order to put a jump on this, well, you got to take all of this apart, and I am not going to do that. I'm not going to take the time to take all of that apart. Nice car. I think this, for somebody that wanted a fun project, this is it, man. This would be a great project. Now, it is scuffed and scraped and definitely needs some paint work. I wish we could see the interior, but 78,000 miles on the odometer, and from what I can tell, this does not look like it needs a lot of work. The bumper, probably need to replace that, but aside from a few miscellaneous pieces on the outside, this is a really nice looking Tesla, and I think it's another one that could be fixed relatively easily. All right, let's continue on and see what we can find. Now, some of you noticed in a previous video that I didn't sound like myself, and that's because I just got over the flu. Not to worry, my whole family had the flu, all of us. Every one of us got it. We were all very sick, but I kept the videos rolling anyway. I did go to the doctor. Everything's good. I'm not contagious. It just still sucks. You know, it's that part of the flu where you're no longer contagious, but you're still getting over the sickness. And yeah, so I'm still a little congested, and my voice probably sounds a little bit off. So that's why, no worries. There's nothing wrong with the audio. There's just something wrong with me. All right, let's see if we can find anything else. There is that whole row of trucks over here. I'm honestly thinking of avoiding that today. And I'm not avoiding trucks anymore. I'm over that whole thing. That was kind of just a joke. People really did say they were unsubscribing because I was showing too many trucks. And it was just kind of a joke at them. It's all it was. I wasn't seriously going to stay away from trucks forever. So we will get back to trucks, but I'm not going to make like constant truck videos, constant F-150 videos, things of that nature. Let me continue walking around here, guys, and let's see if we can find something else to look at. So here's one that I kind of like. It's a 2009 Honda Accord, and it actually looks to be in pretty decent shape. It's got 215,000 miles on it, and it's a pedal car. Now, aside from the bumper clips being off on both sides, which is very common on vehicles out here, when the loaders pick them up, a lot of times it compresses the front bumper and it pushes out those clips. 9 times out of 10, you can just push them back in and they're good to go. And I'm kind of curious about this because it actually looks to be in really good condition. There's tint bubbling on the back window, but aside from that, it looks really good. Hopefully it's got the other wheel back here. It says that it's a V6. It's the sunroof, so I mean this should be an EX model. What a nice color. Oh, whoa. What? How? I am really confused right now. Okay. What is this? Oh, this is just... This car looks so good on the outside, but I don't think I've ever had a car take me by surprise like this before. This is so bad. This is so bad. I don't understand. The headliner is falling off and coming down everywhere. Like, the seats look melted. Okay, I'm just at a loss. The car looks so good. On the outside, I looked at this, I was like, how is this a pedal car? Hondas are good cars, you know, they generally go for some decent money. This has been sitting a long time. Yeah, it's been sitting a long time. You see all the old leaves and debris under the hood here. Yeah, it's been sitting a while. Date code on the battery is February of 2021. So somebody put a battery in it, but this thing, there's spider webs under here, guys. This has been sitting for a long time. I just don't know. Cigarette butts on the floor. Obviously, the seats are all destroyed, front and back. It's pretty bad. With that said, you know, it's not the end of the world to put seats in it. The back seats only need the lower section. That's easy enough. There's mold. I mean, literal mold all over the floor. So I'm wondering if the sunroof leaks or something was left open. I don't know. Oh. Interesting. Okay. So, spare tire tools. There's the wheel that I was hoping was in here, along with oil and jumper cables, a jug of water, more oil, a funnel, an emergency life vest, and some, they look like Ariat boots, and a coat hanger, presumably for breaking into the car repeatedly, because there's more, and an abundance of flies coming out. You know, I really was interested in this. I'm feeling very skeptical about this car right now, especially with the amount of oil sitting in the back seat. That's a lot of oil, guys. So I have a hunch that this car probably leaks a fair amount of oil. The interior is completely trashed. You can only imagine what it smells like. Yeah, I was ready to bid on this car. I'm gonna pass, guys. I don't know what the deal is with. There's more to this car, I feel, than meets the eye. So we're gonna walk away from this one. So back in the day, I was a huge fan of the Eclipse and the Talon. And I owned a bunch of them. Never one from this particular generation, though, because I didn't... It's not that I disliked it. It just didn't look like the old school first gen and second gen Talon and Eclipse to me. They made it all, you know, it's bulgy with lots of angles and stuff. I mean, look at the sharp angled headlights, and it just didn't look right to me. With that said, low key, I always wanted one with a V6. And of course a convertible. I've had several Spyders in the Mitsubishi Eclipse, and I've always loved them. Not everybody's a convertible top person, but I am. I will take a convertible all day, every day. I love being able to drop the top. So when I saw this sitting here, I was like, okay, it says it's a total loss, but it's a run and drive, and it only has 143,000 miles on it. So here's my question. Have you guys seen anything other than the horrible paint that would make this car a total loss? Because I don't see it. The car looks to be in great shape. I'm looking for hail damage. I don't see any hail damage. It needs a paint job, but here's another beautiful thing about convertibles. They're cheaper to paint because you don't have all the paint needed to paint the top and the pillars. It's so much easier to paint these cars. So I don't know why this is here. The convertible top is a little rough, but it's not horrible. There's some wear through places here, here, where the bows are. This is probably an original top. A little bit back here, but the glass window is still in good shape. It has a rear defroster. The window tint kind of sucks on this. This was like an at-home style job. Maybe this, you know what I'll bet this could have been? This could have been a theft. Because a lot of times when you find something that has no damage visible, but it's salvaged, that's a lot of times a theft. And they salvage them because they already had to pay out. The car was stolen, insurance company had to pay for it, and then eventually the car was recovered, but by that point it had already been paid for. So yeah, this could be a theft recovery. This is pretty rough, guys. This is, and it's an automatic. Yeah, glove box doesn't work. The dashboard is just, it's broken everywhere. Yeah, and I already know this is going to be the 4-cylinder engine. What is it? I can't remember. But back in the day, was it like a 2.4 liter? They had so many different engines, guys. You had your 4G63, you had twin cams, you had these little, yeah, this is the one that I had in my very last Spyder. Yeah, 2.4 liter. This is the engine I had in my last one, and the engine had problems. But, you know, all cars have their issues. I'm kind of interested, but not a lot, if that makes sense, guys. It's pretty rough, but it does say that it runs. It says that it runs, so why don't we find out? I'll give it a shot, but this is not one that I would spend really any money on. You're talking maybe $500, and it'll probably go for more than that, but it's just not worth it to me. This is not my favorite generation. It doesn't have the engine that I wanted. If this was the V6, that'd be a different story. I might be willing to pay a little bit more. Oh my, are you freaking serious right now? I swear I just had a heart attack just now. I did. Let's put the key in. Oh, come on. So it's going to sound the horn regardless, is what it's going to do. Yeah. Fun. Yeah. Great. It runs, but the horn won't shut up. Lovely. It barely runs. Screw this. Thank you. That's good. We're good. No. Now, typically if you have an alarm going off like that, the reason is because you need to put the key into the door cylinder right here and unlock it. Usually turn it a couple times and it will shut the alarm off. Unfortunately, these keys are metal strapped to the steering column. So there's no way to get the key off so that you can stick it in there and make the alarm go off. At least I hope that's the problem. I hope it is. Here's your horn right here. Wouldn't be that difficult. In fact, I think there's another, there's another one underneath. The one underneath would be very difficult to get to. But yeah, you know, you could disable the horn. Here's the thing, I got it running. It did start. It did not run well. It did not run well at all. It was spitting, sputting, and I gave it some gas, and it just progressively got worse. So this is one we're also gonna walk away from. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get out of here. I hope you enjoyed today's video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. If you did, hit the thumbs up button and let me know. Consider subscribing to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And don't forget to drop those comments down below. Till next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.